And welcome to yet another video of mine. This time around we are in a community game against Dentist, and this is not gonna be a hard, like try-hard ranked game that I'm commenting on, but a community game instead. So take this with a grain of salt, but I wanted to record this video regardless in order to show you the new way of playing Lion, because I released the Lion guide lots of months ago. It's almost been 2 years right now, and pro players start with a different strat, and I want to highlight that strat, which is the Miklagard rush. So right now with Lion, what you do is you go for an early upgrade on your food building, and then you will try to go for Miklagard trading after getting 8 livability on your dock tile. So in order to do that, you'll start by scouting your first ring. You will need an upgraded food building. That means you most likely will have to build a sentry camp, you have to build a stone mine, and you have to build a wood cutter like a lumber camp in order to upgrade your food tile. So that's what I'm doing right now. Always build your sentry camp on main, because you will need all of these juicy building slots, or building slots to be exact, on your main. So what you're doing here is you will build a sentry camp. You'll convert one sentry with faith, the other sentry with gold, in order to have enough gold to upgrade your food building later on, and then you'll clear yourself regardless of the spawn. Interestingly enough, on this spawn I kind of messed up because I only had 2 wolves and 1 fox, and I thought if I sacrifice a sentry I'll have enough military experience to upgrade my sentry camp, but I didn't. So if you have like 4 wolves in your proximity, clear all these wolves, get your 50 military XP to unlock legions, because you will have an easy upgrade on your sentry camp once you have legions for free, right? So that increases your livability +1 on your main. So right now, even though I sacrificed the sentry, I didn't quite get the 50 military XP. I was like, shit, I messed up. So yeah, I'm taking my only food here. By the way, this is like one of the worst spawns. I have treasure, so that's nice. But my lore stone is on my only food tile, so that's not nice. But yeah, you will have to have food with Lion anyway. So I'm going for hunters, which is the worst food building in the game if you look at the stats of the overall food production throughout the year. But it's not that bad, right? And I don't have. It's not like I don't have a. It's not like I have a choice anyway. So going for food building, I'm chopping some wood, and after chopping enough wood, I will work my stone mine. Right now, there's not that much to do, so let's skip a little bit forward. So, after having built the food building, I will pick up mining efficiency in order to mine the stone. Since I need 100 wood, 50 coins, and 5 stone to upgrade my food tile, I stop my woodcutters at around 110 wood. And then I will work the stone mine. You'll see that I have +1 coins on 44 coins right now. Because of the upkeep, of the building upkeep, my coins production is decreased, but my main is still producing +3 coins right now. So I'm working the food in order to get the ruins tile, in order to get the juicy +100 coins on top of that, but you'll be able to upgrade your food tile regardless. So with this, I took the ruins tile. I will upgrade my food tile with the 50 coins that my main building worked so hard for in August, which is not gonna be that much tempo, but you'll notice how much tempo I will generate in a second. So the next part of doing this, once you have your upgraded food tile, is to work your woodcutter, your lumber camp, and then you want to build an anchorage on main once you have your Emporia lore. You can unlock your Emporia lore even without the treasure. You can unlock that by just working your subjects for a second, just like reassign all of your woodcutters, let them work faith, and then build your anchorage, your Emporia on main. What's very important here, do not sail for Miklagard before you have 8 livability. So what you'll have to do is, if you need the coins in order to... Oh, excuse me, that was my WhatsApp. So, what you have to do is, in order to get this Miklagard build rolling, you need to have 8 livability, because if you don't have 8 livability, the Miklagard will consume more coins that you're actually getting. So I'm building the Anchorage right now. Luckily enough, I had a fox attack, and after clearing that fox, I will indeed have 50 military XP. And with 50 military XP, I can finally upgrade my sentry camp on my main for free. So that's what I'll do. I will stay on 4 livability on my food, and I'll just work the Anchorage once I have 8 livability. So we'll need a tavern, we need to upgrade a sentry camp, and we have to upgrade the tile, and that will be it. This is enough to have 8 livability on your main. So once you have 8 livability on your main, you can already stop your woodcutters, you can already sail for Miklagard, and make sure, if you have like a wounded subject somewhere, assign that as like a normal subject on your main, go for a seaport and sail for Miklagard. And once you sail for Miklagard, you not only get happiness, but you get iron, like a resource of your choice on top of that. And obviously you get the bonuses from Miklagard, which is, once you have 5 relations with Miklagard, is just a free unit. And then once you have 15 relations with Miklagard, which is like the most important thing here, is that you get food, wood, and faith. And that's so good. Like getting these resources, like on top of the resources that you're getting anyway, is amazing. And the trade-off is great, especially for Lion, because you don't really need that many coins, because you convert with faith anyway. So we're sailing for Miklagard. I'm building a house here because I'm pop blocked. And the less neutrals there are on the map, the easier it is gonna be for you to earn relations. Meaning, if there are only like 1 set or 2 sets of neutrals on the map, you'll get the relations with Miklagard faster. So the trade-off is even better on specific maps. But honestly, I like going for Miklagard even if there are like 3 or 4 sets of neutrals. Simply because it's so good. Like getting these resources so early is so good, and you can definitely sustain with like only 4 food builders, like food workers on your food tile anyway. So right now, if you hover your mouse over the Miklagard relations increase, you will see that you get plus 20 relations with Miklagard with 8 sailors, which is nutty, absolutely nutty. You have to try that out yourself. And yeah, now we are just sailing away happily. There's nothing really going on that we have to do. And I'll skip a little bit. All right, so once we have 15 relations with Miklagard, there are now 2 options that you have. You either stop trading Miklagard altogether and just work for coins now, or you just keep working up until you have 25 relations with Miklagard. These 2 options are important. If the game is gonna be very, very fast paced, if the enemy is most likely gonna rush you, I would highly recommend only staying on 15 Miklagard, because the most important bonus is the food, wood, faith / fame. But if it's like a longer 802 game, going for 25 Miklagard relations is super good. It's a lot of value, because you get 5 stone and 5 iron every single time. And Lion wants to have a lot of iron and a lot of stone anyway, because you want an upgraded sentry camp, in this case an archery camp, and a smithy on the same tile in order to work your 200 / steelwork bonus from your lore. So since it's 801 and it's not gonna be an 801 game, I'll go for 25 relations here. And once you have 25 relations, work your coins and then build your monastery on your main. So you can see 801 April. I have now imported rare goods, which are stone, iron, and stone and iron basically. And now I can keep on working the woodcutter. I can keep on working the dock like normally for the coins. And now I want to build a monastery on main. There's a funny tech here which I want to highlight. So obviously, apart from getting 8 livability on your food now, you want to have a monastery on main. And I like this because you have the 8 livability on your main anyway, and you don't really need to work the seaport anymore. So in order to make use of that 8 livability on your main, you just switch out the production buildings. You just work the monastery instead of the seaport right now. So obviously, I'm still going for 8 livability on your on the food tile. I'm still going to work for the happiness. But what I like here is I want to transition into the codex. And what's interesting here is in order to have your monastery, like your reliquary, on your main, on top of having your codex on your main, you need to destroy your tavern in order to have a smithy slot, if that makes sense. So you have six buildings on your main. You have your archery camp, your smithy, your anchorage, your reliquary, your codex, and your main, obviously. So these are like 6 buildings that you have to have on your main. If I skip forward for a little bit, I'm working, obviously I'm working the monastery now in order to gather faith, gather lots and lots of faith. I will have my 8 livability on my food eventually. Once I do have my 8 livability on my food, I will try to forge relic. So in order to have relic, you need to have 80 wood, 4 stone, and 80 coins if you went for carpentry. Honestly, nowadays, I'm gonna be honest, like, you should always go for carpentry with Lion because it's a greedy clan that wants to upgrade like lots and lots of buildings anyway, and that only makes sense. So I'm going for the reliquary, and on top of that, obviously I'm going to forge the codex, and the codex forging will be super fast. Once you have the codex, once you have the smithy on main, in order to have your 8 livability on your main, I also upgrade my food tile tavern into a hostelry. I know this is weird, but since I've done that, I have enough slots on my main for everything, because the anchorage takes an additional slot, which I would need for my codex relic later. So right now, in 801 November, I have a codex, I have 8 livability on my food, I have made relations with Miklagard, 25 relations to be exact, and now it's basically time for me to only work faith on main, get the vows, get camps, upgrade my camp, and if you want to be like super greedy, you can go for a second gold building, because since you're working all the monks on main, you don't really have any gold workers on our main right now, so I built a trading post. That's just a tech that I tried out. You don't have to do that, and I don't really know if it's even good or not. Since I like to have an abbey on top of having a reliquary, I'll work towards having an abbey later. So as you can see, 8 livability on your faith tile, 8 livability on your food tile. If we skip a little bit forward, in 802 March, I'm going to build a second monastery just to have an abbey on top of that. Still, do not forget to unlock feeling safe, steelwork, to gather lots and lots of faith in order to convert for 802. I know this build order is relatively greedy, all things considered, especially since I went for an abbey on top of building a reliquary on your main, but it is super worth it if you survive in 802. As you can see, 802 May, I will upgrade my second monastery into an abbey. On top of that, I swapped out my monks for a second, which worked on the main in order to work the seaport, in order to gather enough coins. And then the only thing that you'll need is lots and lots of camps, smithies on every tile. Always forge the armor break for your archers. And as long as you have like smithies on every archery camp tile, your archers are the strongest archers in the game. Like if you compare these to the hippogriff archers or the stoat archers, they're much stronger. They're way stronger. Yeah, that's basically the build. There's not going to be a big fight, sadly. It's like a semi-big fight, but not really. The main strength of this build is the reconvert. So the recovery of this is absolutely insane. Even though this is very greedy, this is like the greediest lion build. You can either not go for your 25 Miklagard, you can either skip the codex or skip the abbey, just go for an abbey. Not going for a codex is fine as well, but your archers are going to be very strong. And I think with this, like, lion might even be semi-viable, because you can use these early like coins production buildings in order to defend a rush as well. So I hope you learned something new here. Yeah, thank you for watching.
What?
Take care.
No.